I've been married to my husband for 3 years. 3 long years of him being lazy, gluttonous, and hopelessly glued to his video games. My cousin had begged me to get a divorce, but just as she kept pushing, I found out I was pregnant. She didn't let up. Don't be soft-hearted, she warned me. If you keep that baby, you'll regret it. Your life will be hell from that moment on. One day, standing in line at the hospital, I suddenly heard it, a faint, almost inaudible whimper from deep inside my belly. What kind of terrible karma did I rack up in a past life to end up with such a foolish mother for my rebirth? Because in truth, that vicious aunt-in-law had known the whole time. She knew my dad was the long-lost young master of a wealthy family. She knew he was about to be chosen as a rising star in the gaming world. And she was trying to trick my naive mother out of the way so she could swoop in and get close to my father. Holy cow, I thought. I almost missed out on the wealthy life I've always dreamed of. Right then, I pulled out my phone. Hey, hubby, you said you wanted to experience a different side of me tonight. But before I could send it, Cousin Vera grabbed my arm and pressed a hand to my forehead. Zoe, are you okay? You were about to escape the fire pit, and now you're running right back in? Do married women just lose all their brains? And then, my name was called. The clinic door opened. Dara shoved me forward, whispering, "Indecision invites disaster. I'm your cousin. Would I ever steer you wrong?" But inside me, the little one kicked furiously. Mom, don't listen to her. The moment you abort me, she'll run to Dad and stir up trouble, making him despise you and demand a divorce. And later, when Grandpa learns you ended his son's only heir, he'll hunt you down and beat you to death. Cold sweat ran down my back. This was the fire pit, the one dubbed by my so-called best friend, just waiting for me to fall in. In the examination room, the doctor glanced at me, almost bored. Zoe, right? Here for an abortion? I swear, you young people, if you didn't want it, why get pregnant? Isn't this just asking for trouble? Behind me, my cousin nodded vigorously. But I cut him off, my voice steady. No, doctor, you've misunderstood. I'm here for prenatal medicine. I want to give my husband a healthy, strong baby. The doctor froze, scratched his head awkwardly. Oh, my mistake. Got mixed up with the last few patients. That's when Vera spun me to face her, her eyes sharp as knives. Zoe, this is your last warning. If you don't listen, we're done. I nodded. Fine. Then let's cut ties. The room went silent. The doctor and my cousin stared, stunned, as I took the prescription and walked out. Inside my belly, the little one rolled with joy. Mommy is so wise and mighty. You should have cut ties with her long ago. I pressed a hand against my stomach. Listen, little ancestor, Mommy barely managed to decide to keep you. Don't go playing tricks now. When I got home, I carried a brand new maid outfit and a bag full of gourmet food. And of course, there was Hank, still glued to his computer, fingers clicking furiously. Normally, the first thing I'd do was scold him. He'd pretend not to hear me under his headphones, and I'd end up crying in frustration. But not today. Today, I followed the little one's advice. I slipped into the maid outfit Hank had once requested. I made a chilled lemonade, set it on his desk, and then quietly sat beside him, watching. The moment he noticed me, Hank set down his mouse. You're acting weird today, he said, suspicious. What's weird about it? I teased, letting him see the outfit. He blinked. You didn't scold me today. His face was completely serious. I laughed, tapping him lightly on the head. Honestly, you're so infuriating. I dressed exactly how you asked, didn't you notice? And now you're complaining that I didn't scold you. Am I really that scary? Finally, he looked at me properly. His eyes lit up like a child's. Darling, you smell amazing. He lunged at me, but I slipped away, pulling out the test results. Honey, I'm pregnant. You can't touch me during the danger period. His excitement was instant, jumping, pacing, pressing his ear against my belly. It's too early, I laughed. There's no way you can hear a heartbeat. But Hank shook his head, utterly serious. Not just a heartbeat, I heard him talking. He told me, treat my mom well, or I'll settle the score when I come out. I laughed harder, but as the sound faded, I sighed. Look at us. We can barely care for ourselves. Won't a child only suffer? Maybe we should wait. Hank's face hardened. Zoe, don't even think about it. This is my child. Money? I'll figure it out. And then, right in front of me, he pulled out his phone, tapped a few times. My phone buzzed. Hank has transferred $1 million to you. I froze. Hank, where did you get that kind of money? Did you find your father? He scratched his head. Is it a lot? I don't really understand money. I earn it from gaming. They even want to sign me as a pro. The pay will be even better. Tears blurred my vision. I ran into his arms, pounding on his chest. If you could make that much, why didn't you say so earlier? You almost made me. He looked hurt. You never asked. I thought you weren't short on money. Inside me, the little one groaned. One clueless straight man, one mother who can't communicate. Without me, this family would have fallen apart long ago. Moments later, my phone buzzed. Hank has transferred $1 million to you. I stared at the screen, stunned. Hank, where did you even get that kind of money? Don't tell me you finally tracked down your biological father. He scratched the back of his head like it was nothing. Is it a lot? I don't really understand money. I earn it from gaming. They even want to sign me as a pro. The pay will be even better. Tears burned my eyes. I rushed over and started hitting his chest with frustration and relief. Hank, if you could make this much, why didn't you use it earlier? Do you know how close I was to breaking? He looked at me, genuinely hurt. You never asked. I thought you weren't short on money. And right then, the little one in my belly groaned, unbelievable. One clueless man, one mom who can't communicate. Without me, this family would have fallen apart. The next morning, I was slipping into my business attire, ready to head to work, when Hank stopped me. Honey, maybe you should quit. You're pregnant. You don't need this stress. It hit me. Every complaint I'd ever whispered about my greedy boss or eccentric coworkers, all those moments I thought Hank wasn't listening. He had remembered everything. But how will I earn money if I don't work? I teased him lightly, though warmth was blooming in my chest. I'll take care of you, he said, serious for once. I'll go pro. I'll make more than enough for us. I pouted, half joking, half proud. No way. Modern women stand on their own 2 feet. But Hank actually took it to heart. He thought about it for a long while, scratching his head, until suddenly his eyes lit up. Then be my agent. Half of what I earn will be your salary. The rest is mine to contribute. Before I could even answer, the little one inside me piped up, Say yes, Mom. Otherwise, your cousin will jump at the chance to be his agent just to get close to him again. That sealed it. I agreed. And honestly, being Hank's agent was ridiculously easy. He didn't expect me to do a thing. I lounged on the couch, snacks piled around me, watching TV like a queen. He even stocked up my favorite chips. But my peace didn't last. That little voice inside me nagged again, Careful, Mom. Keep eating like this, and you'll be a pig when Grandpa and Grandma arrive. How will you face your in-laws looking like that? My heart skipped. Just like that, the snacks lost all flavor. I tossed them into the trash, grabbed the money Hank had given me, and enrolled in a makeup class. Even hired an etiquette coach. Day by day, I transformed. But Hank, sweet, oblivious Hank, never noticed a thing. When his biological parents finally came, they froze the moment they saw us. Hank stood there with messy hair, baggy shorts, and flip-flops. I, on the other hand, wasn't draped in luxury, but everything about me, my clothes, my flawless makeup, the grace in my movements, spoke volumes. And to my shock, the first thing his parents did was hug me. Tears streaming, they whispered, Child, you've suffered all these years. Come home with us now. From here on, we'll live well together. Hank blinked in disbelief. Weren't these supposed to be my parents? Why are they hugging her like she's their long-lost child? That same evening, we moved into the grand villa. My father-in-law even threw a banquet to celebrate Hank's return. Wearing the gown my new mother-in-law had chosen, I stood proudly by her side, greeting the guests. But then she walked in, my cousin Vera, striding with the confidence of someone who never truly goes away. The little one in my belly tensed. Oh no, not her. This woman is like a ghost that refuses to leave. Mom, you need to hold your ground. Now that Dad's identity as the wealthy family's missing son is confirmed, she's going to double her efforts to steal him. Before I could even breathe, Vera was already in front of us. My mother-in-law beamed. This is Vera, Hank's childhood playmate. She always said she'd marry him one day. My heart sank. So my cousin Vera was a childhood friend? And just when my mother-in-law was about to introduce me, Vera cut in with a sweet smile. Oh, no need for introductions. This is my cousin, Zoe. We've always been as close as sisters. Close enough to stab you in the back, the little one muttered bitterly. I was still processing when, suddenly, Vera dropped to her knees. Auntie, I came uninvited because I'm desperate. There's something you must help me with. Confused, my mother-in-law rushed to lift her up. Vera, what is it? After all these years, what could possibly be so urgent? Vera wouldn't budge. Her voice broke as she cried. Auntie, I'm pregnant with Hank's child. Now that you've welcomed him home and are planning a grand wedding ceremony, what about the baby in my belly? The world froze. Inside me, the little one flailed its tiny arms. She's lying, Mom. Don't you dare fall for her tricks. Who knows whose child she's really carrying? Logically, I wanted to believe the little one's words were true. But in that crowded hall, with all eyes on us, doubt began to creep in. Dara had spoken so loudly that every guest turned to stare. My mother-in-law's gaze burned into me, questioning, searching for the truth. But I was just as lost. Dara, stop pretending, I snapped. Hank's been home this whole time. How could he possibly have gotten you pregnant? She lifted her chin, voice trembling but steady. 3 months ago, after you left for work, Hank called me. He said he'd loved me for years, that he wanted to divorce you and marry me. I believed him. But then something changed. Suddenly, he took it back. I thought you must have used some trick to make him stay. I kept quiet, ready to bear it alone, until I found out I was pregnant. I couldn't end a pregnancy on my own. So I came here to ask Annie what I should do. Her tone was so earnest that even my mother-in-law faltered. Gently, she tried to take Dara's arm. Child, such words can't be thrown around so lightly. It's your reputation at stake. Come, let's talk in private. If this baby really belongs to Hank, I'll make sure he takes responsibility. But Dara pulled back, refusing to move. And then, with trembling hands, she produced a test report from her bag, holding it out for all to see. This is my report. You can check it yourself. It's real. My mother-in-law's fingers shook as she opened it. Then her eyes darted to another paper she pulled from her own bag. My report. Slowly, carefully, she compared the two. And then she froze. They're identical, she whispered. The only difference is the names. Before I could react, Dara snatched both reports and gasped in feigned horror. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Cousin, you were born barren. Why pretend to be pregnant? Why steal my results? She clasped her mouth as if realizing something. So that's it. No wonder Hank changed his mind about the divorce. You tricked him. You lied to him, to all of us. Her words hit me like a slap. How dare you? Who's barren? Who's pretending? My voice cracked, outrage mingling with fear. But Dara only pressed on, her face the picture of reluctant pity. Cousin, I never wanted to expose you. But this family, Hank's family line is so thin. You shouldn't deceive them with a fake pregnancy. From her bag, she pulled out another report, thrusting it into my mother-in-law's hands. The moment she read it, her expression darkened. Zoe, she said sharply, is everything Vera claimed true? Injustice burned through me, but I steadied myself. I had Hank. I had the truth. Mom, please. Call Hank here. Everything will be clear. She nodded and dialed his number, putting the call on speaker. Hank, tell me honestly, did Zoe get pregnant with your child? Silence. Then Hank's voice, hesitant, trembling. Mom, actually, I know Zoe can't have children. The one who's pregnant is Vera. The world tilted beneath me. Hank, how could you say that? The reports were mine. He faltered. Zoe, maybe it's time we stop hiding things from Mom. She likes you. Even if we can't be husband and wife, she'll adopt you as her daughter. Didn't you always dream of joining a wealthy family? Daughter-in-law, daughter, it makes no difference. Inside me, the little one roared in fury. What nonsense is this idiot spouting? I'm right here in Mom's belly. Just wait until I'm born. I'll beat him senseless. But I guess I'll need about 18 years for that. Around us, the guests whispered, their judgment stinging like knives. Vera doesn't seem like she's lying. Who would risk her reputation for a game? Poor Hank, abandoned as a child, now tricked by a gold digger. Truly unlucky. My mother-in-law's face grew darker by the second. What was meant to be a joyous celebration had become a scandal before the entire family. She took a breath, closed her eyes, then opened them and looked straight at me. "Zoe," she said gently, "your father and we like you very much. Just tell me the truth. Whatever the outcome, I won't blame you. But are you truly carrying Hank's child?" The weight of the moment crushed me. My knees buckled, and I dropped before her, tears spilling freely. "Mom, I swear, I'm carrying Hank's child. If you don't believe me, take me to the hospital. We'll do the tests. I'll prove it." She nodded slowly. But before hope could take root, Dara fell to her knees too, crying louder, shaking harder. "Auntie, don't let Zoe fool you. She's always been a liar. I'm the one carrying Hank's child. I'll go to the hospital right now. Take any test you want." Her confidence rattled me. If there had been nothing between her and Hank, then why did she seem so sure? For the first time, doubt gnawed at my heart. Had Hank been lying to me all along? Inside, the little one stomped furiously. "Oh, my silly mommy. Now's not the time to doubt." Jealousy burned in me, confusion clouding my heart. But the little voice inside reminded me, clearing your name comes first. Don't let empty tricks steal what rightfully belongs to you. I gritted my teeth, quietly steadying myself. My mother-in-law, lost and cornered, had no choice but to act. She arranged for a car to take us to the hospital, then turned to the guests with a deep bow. "My sincerest apologies," she said, voice heavy with shame. "I never imagined such a scene would unfold here. Allow me to take them for examination. Once the truth is revealed, I will hold a proper wedding ceremony for the rightful mother of this family's heir. Until then, I beg you all, keep this matter quiet." The guests murmured their agreement, nodding sympathetically. And so we left. Inside the car, the little one inside me seethed with fury. "Just wait, Mom. When the results come out, that venomous Annie will finally be exposed. I can't wait to see her face then." The hospital came quickly into view. Dara and I were separated, ushered into different rooms for our scans. Even there, she couldn't keep quiet. Smirking, she leaned toward me. "Cousin, why not admit your lies before Annie finds out? If you do, maybe I'll beg her to let you stay. A maid, perhaps. Wouldn't that still count as marrying into wealth?" I met her eyes, cold as ice. "Shouldn't you be the one worrying? I'm carrying Hank's child. What do I have to fear? You, on the other hand, you're carrying nothing but lies. You'd better figure out how you'll face the fallout. And for the record, when I married Hank, he had nothing. Do you think I cared about his money?" She snorted. "Don't celebrate too soon. The results will speak for themselves." And then they did. The reports were brought out. The crowd pressed around my mother-in-law, holding their breath. The doctor cleared his throat, his expression unreadable. "One of these pregnancies is false. The real expectant mother is Vera. She's 3 months along." My heart stopped. The little one inside me froze too, stunned silent. "Wait, what?" "No," I whispered, shoving forward. "Doctor, that's impossible. I had my checkup here not long ago. I have the report." I fumbled for it, thrusting the paper toward him. But with one dismissive glance, he tossed it aside. "Fake. These results are forged. That's a serious crime." I haven't had my period in months," I stammered, my thoughts unraveling, every piece of evidence crumbling in my hands. The doctor sneered. "That could be anything, irregular menstruation, or perhaps birth control pills. A common trick to fake pregnancy." Before his words had even settled, Dara snatched my bag. With a triumphant grin, she pulled out the pills and flung them at me. "See? We were willing to let you keep a shred of dignity. But what excuses do you have left now?" She dragged me toward my mother-in-law, voice dripping with false pity. "Annie, I never dreamed my cousin could be so shameless. People like her never change. They cling to Hank like leeches. If you don't act, she'll never let go." Rage burned hot in my veins. My hand twitched, aching to slap her across the face. She kept smirking at me from the corner of her mouth, daring me to lose control. But the little one stirred sharply inside me. "Hold back, Mom. If you strike her now, she'll twist it against you, and neither of us will be safe. Remember, I'm here. I'm real. Can't you feel me? His tiny voice pulled me back from the edge. Yes, I was pregnant. I knew it, which meant this test had been tampered with. My mother-in-law's silence said everything. She had doubts, too, and I needed to reach her. Tears welled in my eyes as I fell to my knees before her, my voice breaking. Mom, I swear to you, I'm not lying. I really am pregnant. Before I could say more, Dara cut me off, dropping to her knees as well. Auntie, you see how unreasonable she is? Please, punish her before she drags this family down any further. My mother-in-law's expression turned cold, her voice like steel. Is everything prepared? The butler bowed. Yes, madam. All ready. Good, she said, her gaze never leaving us. Run DNA tests on the babies in their wombs. For the first time, Dara faltered. She blinked, her confidence cracking. Auntie, there's no need for that. Zoe isn't even pregnant. Why go to such lengths? Let's just drop it. But my mother-in-law's eyes narrowed, her stare sharp as a blade. Dara's face went pale, but she forced herself to stand tall. What am I scared of? She said, shaking her head. I'm carrying Hank's child. What do I have to fear? Test me. Test the baby in my belly. Zoe isn't even pregnant. What could you possibly find? Her mother-in-law's eyes narrowed. Without a word, she snatched a report from the butler's hand and hurled it straight at Dara's face. Cunning girl, she spat. You even managed to buy a doctor into giving you a fake diagnosis. If I hadn't had my own connections at the hospital, Zoe's child would have been framed by you. The room erupted as investigators marched in, dragging several medical staff behind them. The little one in my belly kicked like it was celebrating. Go, Grandma. So wise. Villains can't hide when she's in charge, he squealed inside me. I sighed, stroking my stomach. Your mom still has a lot to learn. Dara froze. She turned her head, trying to keep her calm. Auntie, I didn't bribe anyone. I don't even know these people. Why are you framing me? But the doctor, no longer afraid, lashed out. Don't play dumb. If I hadn't been blinded by lust and let you record me, I would have never falsified those results. You cost me my career, and now you think you can walk away clean? No way. Tears streamed down Dara's face as she crawled closer to her mother-in-law. Auntie, you have to believe me. They're framing me too. I'm the victim here. But her mother-in-law wasn't swayed. Her expression turned colder than ice. I don't care about your excuses. The only thing I need to know is whether the child you carry belongs to Hank. If yes, we'll talk. If not, you dare to set up my daughter-in-law. And I won't forgive that. Dara pressed her palms together and nodded furiously. I'll take the test. The baby in my belly is Hank's. I'm not afraid. Inside me, the little one huffed. Why is this wicked auntie so stubborn? She won't admit defeat until she's staring at the coffin. Even I couldn't understand Dara's confidence. Was it possible? Could the child she carried really be Hank's? The little one clenched his tiny fists. If Dad really got her pregnant, the first thing I'll do when I'm born is spit amniotic fluid in his face. And so, we were taken back for DNA sampling. After the tests, I stumbled weakly out of the room, only to find my mother-in-law already waiting. She helped me to a chair with surprising gentleness. Zoe, I know this feels unfair, but gossip is a wildfire. I had no choice. This way, no one can question you again. Her kindness broke me. Tears filled my eyes. Mom, I understand. Her face softened. She slipped the jade bracelet from her own wrist onto mine. This is our family heirloom, passed down to every daughter-in-law. From this day on, you wear it. And once this is settled, Hank and I will hold you the grandest wedding. Let's see who dares to bully you then. Dara's eyes burned as she watched the bracelet gleam on my wrist. She rushed forward in desperation. Auntie, shouldn't we wait for the results? Isn't this too soon? But her mother-in-law's glare shut her down instantly. Since when do I need you to tell me how to handle my family? Dara shrank back, muttering under her breath. Just wait. That bracelet will be mine. The test came back faster than expected. The doctor handed the envelope first to my mother-in-law. She glanced at it once, her face unreadable, then calmly passed it to me. My heart thundered. The little one scolded me from inside. Mom, what's there to be scared of? I'm obviously Dad's kid. I ripped the envelope open. A red seal, stamped across the page, glared up at me. Confirmed. Biological child. Relief washed over me in a flood. The little one did somersaults in triumph. See? Told you there'd be no surprises. But across the room, Dara shot to her feet, clutching another paper. Biological child, she cried, showing it to everyone. It says my baby is his too. I can finally marry into wealth. I stood frozen in shock, while my mother-in-law simply turned to me with a smile. Zoe, I never doubted you. Come, let me take you for a proper meal. She led me toward the door, but Dara wasn't finished. She shoved her way forward, waving her report like a weapon. Auntie, look, I'm carrying his child too. This is the paternity report. Dara clutched the report to her chest, her voice trembling but defiant. I didn't fake it this time, she swore. My mother-in-law gave her a thin, icy smile. Congratulations, then. But move aside. A good dog knows not to block the road. If my daughter-in-law and the child in her belly go hungry because of you, I won't let you off easy. But Dara refused to budge. Her eyes glistened, her voice breaking. I'm sorry, cousin. I'm sorry, Andy. What I did before was wrong, but only because I love Hank too much. Your family has so few descendants. Why not accept me? The child I carry is Hank's too. Just take me home. I won't ask for status or recognition. Let me live peacefully in the house. I won't cause trouble. The room went silent. Then came the sharp crack of a slap. My mother-in-law's hand struck her across the face, ringing with fury. Shameless wretch, dreaming in broad daylight. How dare you think you could ever enter this family? The tears vanished from Dara's eyes. In their place, a cold fire burned. Her tone turned threatening. Auntie, think carefully. You'd better invite me into your home and support me properly. Otherwise, she held up the report like a weapon. With this in my hand, I can go to the police. Accuse Hank of rape. One word from me, and his life is ruined. My mother-in-law didn't even flinch. She chuckled darkly. Go ahead, report him. But before you do, flip to the first page of that report. Confused, Dara's fingers shook as she turned the paper. One glance, and all the color drained from her face. She collapsed onto the floor, whispering, This can't be. Who is Dash? Why isn't it Hank? My mother-in-law's lips curled. You don't even know who Dash is? He's your husband, the father of the child in your belly. Now, why don't you reunite with your family of 3? And right on cue, the door swung open. Hank pushed in a scruffy, middle-aged beggar in a wheelchair. Here, Hank sneered. I brought your husband. Go on, don't you recognize him? Then, without missing a beat, he came back to my side, took my hand, and whispered, Zoe, I'm sorry you had to endure this. But Mom and I staged this for you. For revenge. I stared at him stunned. Hank, what's happening? My brain is about to explode. He stroked my hair, smirking. No spoilers. The best part of the show is just beginning. The beggar's eyes welled with tears the moment he saw Dara. Never thought, after half a lifetime with nothing, I'd have such a beautiful woman willing to bear my child, he wept. Quick, let me hear the baby's heartbeat. Don't worry, I'll beg harder. I'll take care of you both. He wheeled himself frantically toward Dara, and she stumbled backward in horror. Hank burst into laughter, the sound echoing through the hospital corridor. Finally, he explained. Years ago, when Dara couldn't conceive, she'd pushed for medical tests. My results had come back fine, so she insisted Hank undergo a sperm test too. She bribed the doctor, swapped Hank's sample, and secretly used IVF to carry a child she thought was his. But Hank had known. He found it disgusting. So, with a casual $1,000, he bought a homeless man named Dash to provide the sample in his place. And that was the child she was carrying. My mother-in-law scolded Hank for his trickery, but he only shrugged. If I hadn't, that woman would have gotten exactly what she wanted. Inside my belly, the little one was laughing so hard he could barely breathe. This is gold. What a scandal. We left the hospital, no longer caring about the chaos behind us. Later, word spread. Dara, so repulsed by the truth, terminated the pregnancy. Rage consumed her. She hunted Dash down with a knife. But fate was cruel. Dash was quick on his feet, and in the chase, Dara ran straight into traffic. The impact killed her instantly. In the weeks that followed, My mother-in-law kept her word. She arranged a grand wedding for Hank and me, a celebration so bright it erased the shadows of everything that came before. And in the quiet after the storm, I began decorating the nursery. The little one kicked and wriggled with excitement, demanding things his way, and I smiled through my tears. For the first time, it truly felt like we were building a home.